Alright guys, I want to show you what kind of tools you need to be able to take your clutches out of one of these commanders. Obviously I have an impact. I have a 19mm and a 17mm socket. 8mm ratcheting in wrench. If you don't have one, invest in one because it is pretty much a necessity. And my clutch puller tool. Obviously I do sell them. If you need one, let me know. And I have a little mini impact with an 8mm socket on it. And a little puller there, a little puller tool to get these little pop rivets out, little plastic pop rivets. First, we want to pull our seat out. Got one here hidden. Don't forget, you got to take all these little push rivets out. That exposes the side of your engine. Now you can use a flathead screwdriver or a regular pair of pliers, needle nose. I've got these little push pins out with just about everything before. So whatever it takes to get it out, you just use what you got to use. See. We'll have to pull this net off. It looks as if to be a 10mm. And pull that through and pull this out. And that exposes the CVT cover. Now the 8mm, you got to use it under the bottom. You've got two holes in the bottom. You skid plate, and you reach up with your 8mm ratcheting wrench. You can break them loose. Now if your exhaust is hot, I wouldn't suggest this because you are right over the exhaust and it might burn you, so be sure your engine's cool, obviously, before you try and do any of this. And there are your clutches. You've obviously got the primary and your secondary here. Now, first thing we'd like to do is take and spread the secondary open. We want to take and spread the secondary open with a 8mm bolt or socket head cap screw, whatever whatever you have. Most local hardware stores sell an 8mm by 70mm bolt. There's one hole on the secondary that is threaded. You thread it in by hand first, obviously. What that does is spreads the secondary open so your belt will be loose. You want to take 19mm is the primary. And there the outer half of your primary comes off. You want to pull your belt off. Obviously you see the rotation forward. Your belt goes that way. You're going to take your clutch puller and thread it into the primary. With a normal tightening motion, we tighten it up, and it'll push the clutch right off of the crankshaft. One tip is to hold your one-way bearing, because the impact could throw your one-way bearing off, and there's springs and caps under here you don't want to lose. So hold your one-way bearing when you're doing this. And there's your primary off. I want to take the bolt out of the secondary. And with a 17mm socket, you can pull the secondary off. Now, the secondary is held on with the bolt. There's spring tension behind it, so you want to be sure you push in on the secondary as you loosen the bolt so that it doesn't just pop off and run out and hit you. Well, it appears that they have put a washer on here to deter us from taking it apart. So let me get a screwdriver and bend that down. What I'm doing is just taking a punch and punching this lip down. Then you take your socket and pull your clutch off. And here we go. Here's your helix, your spring, your secondary. Your secondary is obviously an inner and outer sheath with a metal sleeve inside.